Welcome back to Peace on the Streets Radio. I'm Alexis Sheedy, and here with me today is CASSHAN. CASSHAN, now I know your fighting name is CASSHAN.
Mm-hmm.
How did you come up with that?
Basically, CASSHAN is a character, and he's immortal. And it's really a metaphor for no matter what happens to me, what I undergo, the core will never change. The core cannot be changed, cannot be destroyed. So that's what CASSHAN, he's a robot. So, but he has a human consciousness. So I want people to know that whatever adversity you go through, you have to remain stoic. So that's what it's about.
So how do you incorporate that into the way you fight?
I never show pain. If you look at any of my footage, you never see me wincing in pain. Like, you never see it. If I get hit, it's still like this. I'm always looking. I never show the pain. You always gotta be stoic.
It's kind of like a poker face.
It's a poker face. You gotta have a poker face in life, period. You can't let life or let, negative things see a response. You can't be so affected easily. You know what I mean? That's what it's about.
And how long have you been involved in Muay Thai fighting?
8 years.
8 years? What got you interested in it?
Well, basically, when I met my teacher, Master Somsak Rawatchachari, I was in high school and I didn't really know what he was about. I just remember he was always a kind gentleman and he would always say hi. I didn't even know where he was from. And one day I wanted to go to, a regular semester in college, but I didn't have the money for all the classes. So I was like, man, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna save and the next semester I'll go. But I wanna take something now. I don't wanna just be idle in this time. So I was like, either guitar classes or I'm gonna choose martial arts. So I chose martial arts and here I am.
It's really unique. So you weren't involved in any kind of sports before you started doing Muay Thai?
Nah, I'm still not even involved in sports now. Muay Thai is martial arts to me. I never did sports. Like, I was on a chess team. That was what I did since elementary school all the way up to college, chess team. I was never into sports, but I always knew that I need to get into martial arts. I don't know how to explain it, but I had a feeling. I just had a deep feeling. And when I never knew which one to choose. But when I saw Muay Thai, I was like, that's the one for me. I just knew as soon as I saw it.
So what is the difference between Muay Thai and boxing or any kind of other fighting?
Well, Muay Thai is considered the art of 8 limbs. Muay Thai developed from the older Muay Boran. And this was a way for Thai soldiers to protect themselves unarmed. So this style was made out of warfare, out of defending your loved ones. It was not a sport. It was real, just like other martial arts, self-defense translated into a sport. And when I see Muay Thai, it fits my personality really well, as in someone that's balanced in self-defense, aggression, power, technique, accuracy. All martial arts have these, but Muay Thai has a lot of attention to detail on things like defense, never dropping your hands. I don't know how to explain it.
So it's just not just more of your personality than anything else.
Yeah, totally. It matches totally. I can't explain it. It's just like this cultural philosophy that Thailand has developed to defend its people. I get it. That's all I'll say. I get it, 100%.
And you actually got to travel to Thailand, and I know you traveled to Cambodia. Mm-hmm. What was that experience like for you?
Oh, it was amazing. I always knew I was ready because I'm really open to other cultures and learning about other people's ways of life, and way of thinking. So when I went to Thailand, I got embraced with open arms everywhere I went. When I went to Cambodia, it was really overwhelming support, overwhelming. And only 2 people spoke English there. So it was just I couldn't believe the experience I had. It was really a blessing, for real.
Did you have someone that could speak the languages, or was it kind of you just went by yourself and had to figure it out?
I was with 9 people and none of us spoke Khmer. So that's their language, is Khmer. That's also the fighting style they have, is Khmer. Looks like Muay Thai, but it's different. in their philosophy, their culture philosophy, and how they do combat is a bit different. All the people with me spoke Thai and English, so we literally didn't know what anyone was talking about, like not at all.
So what was it like going with a team, since it is a one-person sport? How do you train as a team?
Well, I'll put it like this. I had two people that were with me, my teacher's brother and a friend of mine named Chris, who trains with me in the USA. The other people were from another gym in Thailand. So it's still it's a business. It's not like we're a bunch of pals that just decided to fight.
Yeah.
The promoter chose people from different gyms, matched us up by weight class and experience level, had us fight other people from other places. Everyone on that in Cambodia weren't on the same team and we weren't. So, but we bonded on the trip. It was like a 21-hour drive there. So
wow.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, so whenever you're actually in the ring fighting, do you sometimes know the person you're fighting?
One time I did, my most recent fight, but other than that I don't, because there's just so many people, especially in Thailand. So
it's normally not one of your friends or anything?
No, normally it's not.
So the relationships are pretty like, you're there to do a fight and that's it, you're not friendly with them?
I mean, I'm not unfriendly. My whole thing is this, I'm always polite, because it's never gonna change, period. I'm always respectful. But I'm thinking of self-defense and winning. I'm not about to take a chance, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So when I'm in the ring, round one, extremely tight defense. I don't take a chance. I don't play around, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. So traveling is a big part of your sport. How has COVID affected your traveling and going to tournaments?
Oh, COVID totally shut it down. I was supposed to be going at the end of October. I always go to Thailand to get a really good training camp because I just get the most resources there and the most opportunity. It sounds funny, but the truth about it, being a black guy in the USA doing Muay Thai, a lot of opportunities aren't actually there like you think they should be, when they should be there, but they're not. When I go to Thailand, I'm judged on my work ethic, which always speaks for itself. So I just go there to get the work. I don't have to show you a resume. Nah, they see my body, they know I'm working hard. They see me train the first day. It's the same. I actually get better through the training because I'm getting over the jet lag. So I get a lot of opportunities.
That's awesome. So along with COVID, how has it changed your training process because you can't really be in the gym? Did you have home workouts that you were doing?
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm still in school. I graduated. I have like 3 more classes left. I have my BA. So I've always been going to school while boxing. But it was really rough. The first 6 months of COVID was really rough. It was like I'm running twice a day by myself, doing weights in the house, whatever I can, doing conditioning exercises, using resistance bands to keep my form strong. It was just really, really rough and lonely. I'll say that much. But I made it through.
So do you think it still progressed your training? Did you learn still, even though you were by yourself training?
For sure, because the beauty about why I love martial arts. Like remember I told you all, I've never been in sports, but martial arts, it's very similar though. I was able to improve certain things I decided to focus on. Because I'm not in a gym where I could just wail on the bag, I would sit and pay more attention to detail to balance, form, leaning, making sure my hands are in the right place, timing, controlling everything. It was more about control and doing what I could do with what resources I had.
So earlier we talked about Muay Thai being the 8-limb sport. What does that mean to you? Because a lot of viewers, I don't think, would watch Muay Thai. So kind of make them understand what it's like.
Muay Thai, the art of 8 limbs, you always have a weapon to protect yourself. And I'm gonna tell you why I love it for training. Because you always get different types of injuries. Let's say you're boxing and you break your hand. If I'm orthodox, I don't have a jab. I can't really use it. I can't really use it to the same capacity that I would normally. In Muay Thai, I have multiple weapons. You can still train in boxing with different techniques, even with an injury. But if I'm in a fight in Muay Thai and I break my hand, I still got the weapon. I still have other options. Like you can see that it was made to protect your life in warfare. But I just really take it into training too. Like I broke a toe on this leg before, and it was a Wednesday. I got a brace or whatever to I forget what it is to keep the bone straight. I was in the gym in 2 days, and all I did was I did not kick on this leg for 3 months. I just did this for 3 months. As soon as the bone was healing more, I was able to implement more things. Sooner or later, I was able to block a kick. I was able to throw a knee on the bag. Eventually I had my kickback. So I went 3 months without it though. I always had another weapon. That's why I love the art of 8 limbs. You always have another option.
And earlier we also talked about how you don't have as many opportunities here in the United States as you do in other countries. Is that something that you're working towards with other people that you want to offer more opportunities to use, or just anyone around?
Oh, for sure. But what I can offer until I have a platform and a gym of my own, the shorts I was wearing in our shoot were from a promoter I know, Joseph Pearson. He's a really nice guy, and I fought on a lot of his events. That's why I wore his shorts to the shoot. So until I have a platform like that where I can actually set up fights and give people an opportunity to fight, what I have to do in the background is support them and give them, knowledge of Muay Thai and self-defense. Because this is why it's an industry.
So what are the 8 limbs in Muay Thai?
Hands, elbows, knees, feet.
Okay. And you were talking about earlier, if you hurt something, you kind of use, you hurt your hand, you use your elbow.
Yep. What I'll do, I always think of how do I improve no matter what. So one thing I think of is I'm never taking time off. So if I get injured here, I'm gonna work something else. I'm not gonna just be like, oh, I'm not gonna train. Nah, I'm gonna train regardless. Just like with COVID. If I didn't have that mentality, maybe I didn't train at all during COVID. I made myself run twice a day.
So Muay Thai is mentally and physically exhilarating. So how do you train mentally for a fight?
To tell you the truth, a lot of mental, it comes from the conditioning too. When you train really hard, you're putting yourself through arduous training, and you're reminding yourself, man, I've been through stuff harder than this before. You know what I mean? When you deny things you want to do, when you abstain, when you're not drinking, when you're eating very healthy, you know what I mean? You're not eating dirty foods. It's building, a ruggedness, a confidence. It's like, look, man, I've been here and ready. You know what I mean? There's a confidence there. Like when you really can train and you give your all to it, there's another level of confidence there.
How would you tell other people to get involved in Muay Thai?
Oh, for sure, try to do some research in your area and look for a reputable gym. Check the reviews, get word of mouth, because you gotta remember, some people use their martial arts training and they're gonna do harm to others. Everyone's not, a positive person trying to be a role model. Some people that have their power will misuse their power. So I would definitely encourage everyone to check the background of the coaches, the instructors of this facility. Then, if you like what you see, your reviews, then I would suggest that you join and be dedicated to it.
And you train and you fight. So in your trainings, how do you train males and females differently, or do you train them all the same?
Well, number one, I stress self-defense for men and women, because you have to protect yourself at all times. I don't want to teach you to fight. I want to teach you to box. One wants to go to war, one wants to be intelligent and make technical selective choices. I'm teaching you to box. But when I teach women, I take it seriously to another level, because the reality of this world, men take advantage of women. People take advantage of women. It is what it is. You know what I mean? So when I'm talking to women, I'm like, hey, listen, you need to make sure your hands are up. You need to keep your form right. It's important. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you want them to protect themselves.
I want them to be protected. Because I have a story with one girl that I taught. She was a foreign service officer, just like myself, not like myself. We both work in the government. And she had to go on a trip, and she was with her boss, and she was getting mugged with these 2 gentlemen. Her boss did nothing. She elbowed the guy. The guy did not want any problems. I told her when I trained her, I said, hey, listen, you're small. I want to focus on your elbow, because it's a good way for a smaller person to generate power. And it worked.
So you potentially could have saved her life.
Saved her. Yeah, I almost cried when I heard the story. I couldn't believe what I was reading when I was reading her messages. She was overseas and told me this. So it really made me happy that what I taught her, because I wasn't teaching her that long. It was maybe 2.5 months, 3 months, because she had to go. So I had to have a real plan for her. And I'm just glad it helped. It really protected her. I'm glad about that.
So in a situation like that, do you, have a plan and a structure on how you train someone?
Basically, there are general things that I try to teach people. I try to teach you always to have your hands up. Things like to have a good posture, balance. If you don't have that, you can't do anything. You can't defend yourself. Even in the ring, it doesn't matter where you are. Without a good posture, good balance, a strong form, your ability to defend yourself is much less efficient.
Absolutely. CASSHAN, thank you so much for your time. If you want to let our viewers know how to find you on social media and any other kind of platforms.
Sure, please contact me on Instagram at IamCasshan, IamCasshan, or you can go to my website, CASSHAN.com, CASSHAN.com. Thank you.
And you guys can all find me at XX Sports on Instagram. Message me there, and make sure you tune in every Wednesday to Peace on the Streets radio show. Make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.